Welcome to Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, February 3, 2025, time in Texas about 9 a.m. Happy birthday, A. We're happy to have you in our family. Some of the things I'll be covering today: U.S. military versus the cartels, and the U.S. dollar soars, crypto falls. Some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot Subscribers, DAHBOO, Breitbart, Hal Turner, Forbes, CNN, Gateway Pundit. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share, and for hitting the like button, which helps my channel to grow. Breaking over the weekend is information that the cartels in Mexico have been given the green light to kill U.S. military, Border Patrol, all law enforcement, plus inside the U.S. using drones loaded with explosives. Now, this correlates to the information I put out yesterday, Sunday, about the NOTAM system being down all over the U.S., and that NOTAM means no-fly area, designated by the FAA. Well, that system went down over the weekend. It's still in the process of being restored by the FAA. They do have a temporary backup system in place. There were some delays and cancellations over the weekend. But over the weekend, the cartels in Mexico gave the green light to their individuals to freely use drones with explosives over the U.S. border to kill U.S. military, U.S. law enforcement, Customs and Border Patrol officers, plus. So that's going on. And we have this. This information came out over TV in the Rio Grande sector. So, and special orders were given to the Customs and Border Patrol to use a certain gear up, use certain equipment, including long rifles. And we know President Trump has already sent to the border certain combat troops of the U.S. military. There's currently 1,500 U.S. military on the border. President Trump's goal is to have 10,000 there very soon. And from Hal Turner, cartels prep for war with the U.S. military, because these efforts by President Trump have cut down on the amount of profit the cartels are reaping from bringing drugs, illegals, and trafficking across the U.S. border. That's our southern and northern border. And a video was released by the cartels showing dozens of heavily armed individuals, cartel soldiers. And they say they're ready to battle the U.S. military. Hal Turner's analysis: if President Trump okays the U.S. military hitting the cartels, they're going to be hit so fast, so hard, in so many places, they're not going to know what has hit them. My assessment is the cartels are dead people walking if they try to tangle with the U.S. military. And we have this. So we know President Trump has put in place tariffs against Mexico. Tariffs. This is against Mexico, Canada, and China all related to bringing illegals and drugs into the U.S. Based on this, we have had impact on U.S. markets as well as global markets, and the U.S. dollar, that many have been saying is dead, is soaring. And at the same time, we have crypto that's falling, and it's falling based on the efforts and actions by President Trump. And that is in using Doge, headed up by Elon Musk, to tap down on traitorous spending, actually, by segments of the U.S. federal government. And what has happened with the crypto involves President Trump and Doge. This is President Trump's government efficiency group taking down U.S. aid. And I've made a video about that. U.S. aid is an agency of the U.S. formerly headed up by Samantha Powers. Now, President Trump has an acting director, Mr. Gray. We notice President Trump has not named a full-time administrator for U.S. aid. It's believed that U.S. aid may simply all go away. And it's turning out. So Hal Turner reports on the crypto. So the crypto has gone down, and this happened yesterday. It's down over $2 billion plus in value. And this occurred when 729,000 crypto traders were liquidated, including the largest, Binance, who lost $25 million in value. This came about, crypto is down, so crypto is tied to money flowing through the U.S. aid via the CIA back to the crypto. President Trump has cut that off. Crypto is falling. So that's going on. And we have this from CNN. U.S. aid employees received an email late last night after midnight telling them they were off today, February 3. Don't come to work Monday. The U.S. aid building in Washington, D.C. is closed. President Trump believes U.S. aid needs to be shut down. And we have this. The stock market today is down also in the U.S. and globally, and that's based on the tariffs President Trump put in place against Canada, Mexico, and China. The tariffs, were applied Saturday, February 1. And it's believed this may topple or dramatically take down the economies of both Canada and Mexico. And the reason the stock market is going down is because the stock market likes predictability. And this is unpredictable. Forbes is bringing this out Monday, February 3. The U.S. stock market is down based on the tariffs, and there is a sell-off in the U.S. For stock market and globally, but the U.S. dollar is at a 2-year high. Crypto is down. Bitcoin is down 40% in the past 24 hours. And Ethernet, that's a type of crypto, is also down 15%. So we see President Trump cutting off money to U.S. aid, directly impacted the crypto market. President Trump putting in place the tariffs has directly impacted the stock market. So that's going on. And now we have this from El Paso, USA. The tariffs are in place against Canada, Mexico, and China. And Monday, February 3, today, when the market opened in Asia, the US dollar soars. And Canada dollar is down versus the US dollar. The Mexico peso is the lowest in years. Crypto also drops 20%. Now from the Wall Street Journal regarding Panama Canal. President Trump says, we're taking it back. And we have this from Gateway Pundit. Reports an undercover report, excuse me, by James O'Keefe. They have a video about employees inside Homeland Security Administration. You know, President Trump's Secretary of Homeland Security, former governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem. So James O'Keefe had a secret video made of employees inside Homeland Security plotting against Kristi Noem and President Trump. And James O'Keefe is going to release the video sometime today. And also, Homeland Security is stopping all money to NGOs, and this is to cut down on the invasion of America, and at Panama Canal to cut down the invasion of America via the Darien Gap. So there's a lot going on in Panama. And we have this. It's believed during the JB show, 425,000 criminal illegals entered the U.S. And President Trump is making remarkable progress in getting illegals out of the U.S. And I have this from Facebook. How much illegals take of U.S. resources? In California, so we have in California, illegals are taking over, and we also see in California the evil and corrupt Democrat governor Newsom and other Democrat governors of blue states are trying to put in place resistance to President Trump enforcing federal laws with regard to the illegals. Well, in California, the illegals take most of the resources of the American citizens producing income in California. In California, the illegals account for 66% of new births. They account for, in the public schools, 40% of the students. Yeah, and how many pick crops? About 2%. Most of them are on welfare, paid for by the American people. Food stamps, 43%. How many of the illegals are responsible for murders in Los Angeles, California? 95%. And yet, Newsom wants to keep the illegals. And now we have this from Fox News. Oh, yeah. So how is President Trump's foreign policy making out? We have this. So, in Venezuela, we had, in Venezuela, so we had President Trump's envoy, Rick Grenell, there over the weekend to meet with President Maduro. This is the first visit of a U.S. official to Venezuela in years. And what do America get out of this visit? Rick Grenell went there with two objectives. One, for Venezuela to agree to take back the criminal Tren de Aragua gang members, and two, to secure the release of Americans who were being held in Venezuela. And what did America come away with? We came away with an agreement with President Maduro. The Tren de Aragua gang members will be returned to Venezuela. And when Rick Grenell, U.S. envoy sent by President Trump to Venezuela, left Venezuela, he left with 6 Americans who had been held in Venezuela. As I said in my previous video, President Trump speaks softly, but baby, he must really carry a big stick. And we have this about Panama. Secretary of State Marco Rubio went there over the weekend. So, Panama agrees they're not going to renew the China Belt Road Initiative with China, and they're going to try to cancel early. This is per Panama President Malilno. And this followed a meeting with Secretary of State Marco Rubio sent by President Trump. And Panama looks forward to voiding any agreements and contracts it has with China. And it's stating by 2027 or 2028. I got this to say to Panama. President Trump likes to get things done now. This BS about 2027 and 2028, that ain't gonna fly. So we'll see what move President Trump takes next with Panama. Because as I said earlier in this video, President Trump has made a public statement that the U.S. will take Panama. And now we have this from Breitbart. And this is regarding, at the Texas border. So President Trump authorized the Customs and Border Patrol via Homeland Security to deputize Texas National Guard soldiers. Texas National Guard soldiers are now authorized to arrest illegals within Texas. And the group of Texas National Guard will have at least one Border Patrol officer with them when they make the arrest. But this is adding additional boots on the ground. And this information is coming out from Customs and Border Patrol Acting Commissioner Pete Flores. And this will add 3,000 Texas National Guard to current forces on the border, including the U.S. military and Customs and Border Patrol, ICE, FBI, ATF, and U.S. Marshals. President Trump's philosophy fits in very well with the philosophy of the American people. Get her done. This concludes my flash. I love you, and I'll see you soon.